Welcome to Baby Dribble, proudly sponsored by SweetDreamers. Baby Dribble is a fun, friendly and free parenting advice channel. Hello and welcome to an extra special episode of Baby Dribble, and we're super excited to be back here today and joined by the UK's potty training expert and founder of My Carry Potty, Amanda Jenner. And I believe, Amanda, you have a new book that's due out.
Yes, very excited. It's taken me a year, but it's got all my 20 years of toilet training experience in. And it's been published by Penguin, so I'm very excited. So it's got absolutely everything to do with toilet training, and it covers food, everything in there for your little one. And it's out 4th of April.
Brilliant, excellent.
Very
so
excited.
Definitely on top of everybody's list now.
Yes,
get
pre-order,
Amanda's
get
book.
that pre-order in and get those little ones out of nappies.
Brilliant, brilliant. And we've got our basic toilet training questions for you, Amanda, just going straight into everything potty training. How do you know when your child is ready to start potty training?
So the key thing I always say to my parents is that you let them lead you. So obviously them showing signs they're ready by pulling on their nappy, insisting on it being changed. Being able to communicate is really important as well. So if they can't communicate, it's going to be quite tricky for them to tell you. And also they start noticing their bodily functions. So when they stop, and they're doing something, it's a really good time to start saying to them, are you doing a wee or a poo? So start associating those words with what they're doing. But really, you have to let them tell you, and you will definitely know when they're ready.
There's
100%.
signs there,
There's signs,
there?
Yeah.
The signs.
The signs.
The
Do they need to physically, do they need to say poo and wee?
Yes, because I think because basically when I go to train children, we have so many questions like this, and someone said we've started toilet training, but they're not showing any signs. They're not showing any interest, so they're not ready. So it's just really tough to try and get them to start asking and telling you. So definitely look for those signs before you start.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then what are some of your key tips? So you've got the signs for getting started.
Really important, I always get them involved. So take them to pick their big girl and big boy pants, take them to pick their own potty, because it's them that's going to be using it. So, make it a bit exciting. So clear the day, we're going to the shops today, we're going to pick your potty or your toilet trainer seat, whichever you decide you want to use, and then pick the big boy, big girl pants. So get ready, be organised and make it really exciting and fun.
Yeah. Brilliant, great idea. So what do you need? Well, you've sort of covered that basically just then, didn't you? Your little list
so you need your list. So you can either choose, some children like to go straight to the toilet, so 100% get a toilet trainer seat because it really helps for security.
And what about one of those little stools?
Step stools, really important as well, so they can reach the toilet. Not only that, it positions them in the correct position when they're having a poo. And then nice hand soap, hygiene's really important as well. And then the big boy and big girl pants, and let them choose their own characters and get ready with the rewards as well. So lots of praise and lots of encouragement.
That's one thing I was going to ask, is when you, I couldn't work out the difference. I was looking, do you need the pull-up pants? They look a bit like nappies.
Yes.
Or do you just go straight into nappy off?
No, I'm straight into nappy off, pants on, because
I think I did that.
and also even though we know it's not a nappy, they still it's the same material. Some parents, if they're having lots of accidents, do revert back to putting those on, but don't give mixed messaging. So I always say take that nappy off only in the day. We're not talking about night, and get those big pants on straight away.
So you're just going
cold turkey.
Full.
Come on, you've got to do it.
Yeah, okay. I can see I'm nearly ready to potty train, can't you?
She's there with make sure you stock up on the pants. Lots of pairs of pants.
Yes, lots. They're so cheap to buy as well.
Exactly.
And make sure they're cotton as well, because children get irritated by, and they don't like being itchy and it puts them off wearing the pants. So that's another good tip as well.
Okay, that's good.
And what about this? Do you think you should potty train? Do you need to potty train in the bathroom?
I don't personally, because when your little one's playing in the lounge or in the kitchen area or wherever they spend most of their time, they haven't got time to actually say, I need a wee, can we go? They normally take the last minute. So I'm a great believer of putting that potty wherever they're playing during the day. So it's a constant reminder it's there and it's readily available. Yeah. Now, if you're doing the toilet trainer and not using a potty, then obviously it has to go in the bathroom. But other than that, I would say keep the potty where they spend most of their time.
Makes sense. Logical, doesn't it, really? Like you say, because they're not going to have a bit of a dash.
Yes, little accidents.
And is there an actual specific time frame for how long it should take to train?
No, I mean, every child is different. Some children really get it and it can take a week, and some children get it but have a few accidents. So I would say, you know, it takes a few weeks because you're finding your feet with it as well as a parent, and it's all new to you. You've all got busy lives, and you know they go to nursery, etc. So I think it can take a few weeks to get dry in the day. I'm not talking about night; that's a separate thing. But there's no real time limit on it. I mean, if they're 4 weeks in and they're having very little accidents, then they're nearly there. So just don't give up.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Don't keep gauging yourself against other mums who
Do
go,
not.
no,
That drives. They compare parents. You know, don't compare yourselves to other parents. You're going to get the parent, the wonderful parent that says, "Oh, my child was out of nappies at 15 months, and what are you doing? And your child's really late." Don't listen. Listen to yourself and listen to your child. Nobody else.
That's a very good tip. And talking about tips, have you got any hygiene tips? You touched on there about
this is all part of the toilet training process. Hygiene is so important, and especially when they're little, they touch things, and you know, and when they're wiping bottoms and stuff, you know, you can get worms and lots of different things. So it's really important that we teach our children from the beginning. So this is part of the whole programme, that they wash their hands, make it fun, get a fun little child's squidgy soap, but hygiene, and make sure they wash in between their fingers. Really important, and especially obviously they're going to nursery and they might use different potties and toilets. You know, if they wash their hands, we can hopefully eliminate some of the germs that they would get.
Sylvester loves washing his hands.
They
went
love
to the farm yesterday, and it's like, well, we fed the animals, let's wash our hands. And it was just there for ages.
Make it part of, you know, and it's not just toilet training. You should teach them to wash their hands from when they're old enough to understand. But this is particularly important.
Of course, yes.
Definitely. And then we went on Instagram, didn't we? Did some Instagram questions.
We were inundated with potty training questions.
I'm sure.
So we picked a few of just to maybe get a bit of variety in there. So sorry if we haven't answered yours, but these are the ones that we do have. So question 1 is from @Anna_Lyons, and is, when and how is it best to try and get a child dry at night? My daughter will be 3 in May.
Okay, so this is a big question that we get asked a lot. So they have to be 100% dry in the day. Do not attempt to do nighttime when you're doing daytime, because their bladder becomes stronger once they're trained in the day. So it's really important. Now, if she's fully dry and she has been for a few months, then go on to the nighttime training. But you do need to be aware, obviously they're asleep, so it's a little bit different from toilet training in the day. So I recommend reducing liquids about an hour before they go to bed. And that includes fruit as well, because fruit has 80% liquid in as well. Make sure you get them to have a nice, you know, good 5-minute sit down on the toilet before they go to bed. Distract them with a book, let them blow bubbles, but just keep them on there so they fully empty their bladder, because children are always in a hurry, so that you'll get there, sit on the potty or the toilet, and they get off again. Now that's not emptying their bladder, and they're going to have an accident because they're still maturing. So really important, those few tips. Make sure at night time as well, a big tip of mine is to have some spare sheets in the bedroom, a water, obviously a protection, protector. Because in the middle of the night it can be such a kerfuffle for everybody, and we don't want to make a drama out of it if they have an accident. So we just need to quickly do the changeover, and that's it. Yeah,
you don't want to, I suppose, get them feeling like they've done something wrong.
No, and also a nice soft night light's really important when you're toilet training at night, because a lot of children are scared of the dark. So it's really important that they can see a glow where they can find the toilet, or even put the potty in the room next to them as well.
That's nice, okay. Lovely, thank you. And second question is from @AshJaneE. Is it best to teach boys standing or sitting?
Now, I've always taught my children that I toilet train the boys to sit down, because they've got enough to think of, and you find that they will muck about. You know, they will muck about with their, you know, peeing everywhere and aiming, and you know, for a child to think I need a wee and then suddenly have to hold it and aim it in the correct place, that's too much for a child to process at once. So I always recommend teach to sit down, and then when they're fully toilet trained, then daddy or mummy can teach them to stand.
They know how to sit on a chair, don't they?
It's just a lot for them to remember.
It would be a lot,
Lovely. Question 3 is from at It's a Ray Thing. What do you think of elimination communication?
Now that's a tricky one, because I'm a great believer of doing whatever you want to teach your children. It's up to you. It's nobody else's opinion, and you're their parent. And if you want to do elimination communication, that's great. And for the people out there, that's where you connect with your child to toilet train through signs, and you actually you aid them to go. And it's a real bonding time with parents. It really is. It's a lovely thing if you want to do it. It needs a lot of time. It needs a lot of your time, and you have to be patient with it as well. But I do also get a lot of people that say to me, we've done EC and now they're regressing and they're having accidents. That's because you're putting them on the toilet all the time and they're not asking. Okay. So it's up. I always say, if you want to do it, go for it. Yeah. But I am not a particular fan of it. No, let's say that.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah. And the last question from our Instagrammers is from @2LittleSullivans, and it's how to overcome the fear of pooing.
Yes, now poo is always the big problem. So we get.
I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah. Now, we've looked at the psychology into it and why they have all this issue. But what it is, a lot of the time, a child would have experienced constipation when they're little, change of diet. So and it would have hurt, and that really gives them a fear of pooing. And you probably would have missed that and wouldn't have known, but they will remember. Yeah. So important that if you have noticed that their poos are hard to get a bit more fibre in their diet. It's really easy. You can use avocado, flax seeds, anything, berries in their porridge or what have you, or do some smoothies, which I've put in my book. So just make sure it gives them a really good diet as well. Now, the fear of pooing is I reward them for pooing. So, you do the whole stickers in the chart. We use, in my pack and in my book, a magic reward box. So when they do a poo, they get a star, and then they have a certain amount of stars at the end of the week, and they get a prize. So what we need to do is turn it into fun again, make it a happy experience. So it's just about making it fun and making them want to go and want to do it. Now, they will hide, and it might take a little bit of time, but it's a very, very common question. So you're not alone out there. A lot of children have a fear of pooing.
Okay.
Wow, that's very interesting. Great tips there from you, Amanda. Thank you. And sticking with Instagram, we then, on our Instagram story, did some myth-busting questions. So we've got the toilet training myths, so we put those out. And again, it was the true or false, and we had boys are harder to toilet train than girls. So what was the percentages,
so this was really
Lucy?
Split between everybody. 46% said true and 54% said false.
Yes. Well, I've toilet trained many boys and many girls, and I haven't seen any difference at all.
Okay.
No, I mean, the only thing is boys can tend to have a few more accidents, and that's because of the positioning of, obviously they've got extra bits. So when they're sat on the potty and they've weed over the top of the potty, but that's the only difference. Apart from that, I've seen none.
No difference.
None at all.
That's
Good.
I think a lot of people will be happy to hear that.
All the mums of boys out there.
Boy
And then our second myth, children will generally be toilet trained in the daytime before nighttime, true or false?
So 88% said true and 12% said false.
Yes,
so
that's 100. Yeah, 100%
everyone was pretty
right.
clued up, weren't they? And actually, we touched on that earlier. So fair enough.
And then the last one, your child should be toilet trained by the age of 2. True or false?
So 20% said true and 80% said false.
I totally agree with that as well. You know, if your child's 2 and they're not showing any signs, then they're not ready.
No.
So 100%.
I think
don't put an age on it at all.
No.
You know, because you put yourself under so much pressure.
I think because mine he's really sort of there. I get that a lot. Oh, you really should have been potty trained by now. And I'm a bit.
That's going back to what preparing.
Oh no. And then I think I actually maybe did it. I tried it, and he wasn't ready. So it's
but
good
there's
to know
nothing wrong with that. You can try if they're not ready.
That's another thing I will say as well. If you've tried, they are showing a few signs, but not all of them, and they're actually asking to use it. Go with it. But if you've tried and they're having like quite a few accidents, just can it for a little bit and go back to it in a couple of weeks. Don't stress yourself out or stress them out because it will completely put them off.
I think that's
and they pick up on the vibes, won't they?
Yeah, they will. 100%.
Everyone's.
But really, another thing that we haven't got in here, which I'd like to just say, is if you are starting your toilet training, do make sure that you talk to your nursery school, because you have to be doing the same as you're doing at home. Continuity is so important. Or with grandparents, or you've got a childminder or a nanny, let them all know how you're rewarding and how you're doing it. Because what we don't want is you doing this at home and then someone else doing something else, and that's where it leads to failure.
Continuity is
key.
It is key.
It is key. And talking about rewarding, this week's giveaway, we are actually giving away one of Amanda's amazing potty training packs. Do you want to explain all what's inside, Amanda?
To the toilet training friends, George and Holly, I created this from parents asking me, and it's a complete pack which has a book that you read to your children leading up to potty training.
Brilliant.
Which has got an animation, so the book comes alive. We've got the magic reward box, which I created for extra encouragement, stickers and a reward chart, but it's got the whole characters on everything. So basically the George and Holly characters are there to help you, and help you as a parent as well, so you've got a programme to follow as well, and then it makes it fun, because that's what I love to do, is make it all a bit magical and a bit fun.
That sounds great. So if you're interested and you want to enter the giveaway, all you've got to do is email the word potty to prizes@sweetdreamers.co.uk, and that's by midnight on Friday the 8th of March. Entrants must be aged 18 or over and live in the UK or Ireland. Full T's and C's can be found on the Sweet Dreamers website, and we'll announce the winner on our next podcast, so good luck to everybody who enters. So I'd just like to say a big thank you, Amanda, for coming in and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I've learned a lot.
It's been really, really informative. I'm sure all our listeners will be thinking, gosh, we've got some great tips now. And all our Baby Dribble content will be available for you to access through our podcast, YouTube channel, and our blog at sweetdreamers.co.uk/blog. So thanks for listening, and bye for now. Hey guys, really hope you enjoyed this episode of Sweet Dreamers Baby Dribble. If you did, please share and pass it on, and let us know what you think.